Hello guys, how's it going? I think the title of this video is pretty straightforward. It is what it is. Today I'm trying something very new. And it's been on my mind for the longest time. Especially if you actually watch this video.
I know I keep saying things like I have plans for 2018. I do. One is about to come true, alright? Just hold on for a little bit more. It's something new that I'm venturing into. It's not, say, a new concept in fishing, but for me it's a big thing, alright? I had to get a lot of stuff to actually set this, get this right. So it's not today's episode, I think. Nothing to do with today's episode, but it is definitely coming up.
In that video I actually discussed things that I wanted to do, things that I was about to do. And actually this was actually what I had been planning for the longest time, but let's just say I had hiccups along the way and things didn't exactly work out. Okay, so today I'm at Sabang Park. It's actually pretty close to my place. That's the reason why I decided to do this test here today. So today is actually my first launch with this inflatable. It's one I bought from Decathlon, and it's a one-man kayak. So just gonna try to launch that. As you can see, I have all my gear with me today. Yeah, I actually managed to bring all my gear with me. So the transport-wise, on the public transport, I think it worked out. No doubt it was quite a load, but more or less it pretty much just worked out, and managed to get my stuff all here. So transport part, I think it's still somewhat feasible. The only question being now would be the setup and whether or not it can I can fit all my stuff on the kayak, and whether or not we can just go out there. So it's gonna be this video is gonna be more of a how should I put it, a test video. So we're just the focus of the video is gonna be more on the setup and how feasible this is, and we might just go out there and cast a while, more for the feasibility checks, see how is the fishing like on the yak itself, because after all I don't really have a game plan fishing wise. It's really just more of a test, because it could go both ways. It could go it could work out, or it might not, it could fail. So I didn't really make a game plan for fishing, so we're just gonna set up, and then hopefully that goes well. I only saw a couple of YouTube videos on how to do it properly. I hope that is sufficient. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put on the chesty, and I'm just gonna give you a first person view of the whole setup. Of course I have a secondary camera, so maybe we can get some different kinds of shots as well. So we're just gonna get set up right away. And that's gonna be the focus for today. So essentially, with me are four main things I'm carrying actively during the transport here. So the first one is going to be this bag that contains my tackle and stuff that I want to keep dry, because this one is waterproof. For the most part. And this one is a bag for just random stuff, stuff that I realized that they're not going to be able to fit. Stuff that I know that, for instance, they're not going to be able to fit in my other black bag over here. So I fit them all to this bag, this Decathlon bag. Not because not that it has to be a Decathlon bag, but simply because when I bought the stuff, they gave me this bag. So it's pretty big, spacious. Inside it is my life vest, the pump, and a travel rod. So today I brought the Bon Voyage. And then of course there's this big yellow bag over here. This big yellow bag contains the kayak, and only the kayak, and it's by far the heaviest one. So this is this yellow bag over here. So tackle, random stuff but essential, stuff, kayak bag. And then of course, last but not least, is gonna be my paddles, which are over there. These are 2-piece paddles that I got from Decathlon also. And that is pretty much it. Those are the things that I was carrying around during my transport here. It is quite a lot of stuff. It was quite a hassle, but it definitely is doable. I mean, considering that you can place the bags over here, you can place them you can rest them on the floor in the bus or MRT. Yeah, it's actually okay. It's actually pretty okay. You find that you're still able to transport the stuff for sure. Okay, enough talk. Let's get set up right away. So I'm just gonna. So this is how it works. This is my first time, by the way. So just cut me some slack. let's see how this is gonna go. So in the pack, this is what you're gonna see. This is pretty much my first time seeing this. I mean, other than through a YouTube video. So wow, you get these are the I don't even know what you call this, the things that you attach on the bottom of the kayak. Okay, so that's that, and you just get this massive chunk over here. So the important thing being that I have to remember how to place this back in, because obviously if I take it out and if I set it up, I have to store it back in too. So I think it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, they just folded it twice like this. Okay, that's doable for sure. Okay, so this is how it looks like everything out. And of course I'm gonna need my pump. There we go. So it says to inflate, it will be this side. So those are with the nozzles, so it has to be this one. There we go. It's all cinched down like so. And then I'm assuming that we just have to do I pump the floor first, or oh my god, that's something that I don't know. Then you have to use the relevant correct adapter. I suspect it's gonna be this one. Yeah, and then we're just gonna stick it in like so, and we're gonna get pumping right away. Okay, so I had a little issue because it's my first time, so I was wondering how to deflate. Inflate is pretty straightforward, so I figured it out. So to inflate, just do what I did in the video. To deflate, you just have to remove the entire cap here, like this one. Remove it slowly, let the pressure ease out, and any residual pressure inside, just stick the nozzle back in and turn it to the deflate section over here, and you're good to go. But now I'm just going to inflate, so there is the floor. So what I just did was I inflated the floor. They said it should be about 1.5 psi, and I don't know how much is that, but I think you just have to you just have to do it based on feel. It's got to be not super tight, I'm thinking just sturdy enough, and it's probably good to go. So yeah, I'm gonna inflate the two sides now. I'm not sure what they're called, this part here and that part over there. Here, so it's here and there. So the seat is a two-part process. No, actually it's just one part. Supposedly just have to get it so as you can see, this one's a bit of a different mount, so I'm not going to be able to use the one that I've been using so far. So all I have to do right here, I presume, is just twist the adapter out. Then I'll switch the adapters. I'll test it out, which one is the one that fits correctly. It's probably this one right here. It's stuck. So I'm just gonna switch adapters. I'm just gonna put this one in, twist it, lock it in place, like so. Just gonna stick it in. Okay. I think this is how it works. There we go. The only thing being that the seat seems kind of flimsy. I don't think there's even... Oh, you know why? It's the wrong way. What am I doing? You're supposed to sit on this. This whole time I thought that was where your butt was supposed to be, and that was the backrest. No, something is wrong. Something's not right. You can't support on that. And the reason is because, folks, you're inflating the cushion. Duh. Of course it has to be the one that is facing down. So, oh, I get it. So this is the front. It's supposed to be like this. By one more space up front. So, I don't know. Is it supposed to be like this, or? Oh, I get it. You can based on You can base it on how far you want it to be. So they put markers too, so you'll know like what are the common gauges, I think, of where you want to place the straps at, what position you want to place your straps at. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like this. So, frankly, the back support is not stellar. Like, I can tell that if I were to be on a long trip, which I don't really think I'm going to be on a long trip, frankly guys. This kayak, I don't think it's meant for like super long day trips, but it'll work lah. It'll work, guys. It'll work somehow. And these, we're gonna place this in. So when you buy the kayak, it comes with 3. Okay, so you get 1. I think these have to do with like direction and stuff. So you get 3. You should get 1. Yeah, one goes up front, 2 go at the back. So I'm just going to show you how to fit this in. So what you want to do is just gonna turn it over a little bit. Right over here, you'll see one big one here. So this one is gonna be, you just gotta slide it in from the bottom like this. Then you just gotta put this pin in over here, like so. See, it locks down the place. Then there's 2 at the back. So yeah, so it should look like this. But then again, I realized that it's probably a bad idea to put everything, because now it means that, yeah, everything is resting on those 3 edges right over there. So I think that's gonna be pretty much it. Okay, and by the way guys, for my kayak videos, I'm gonna be running with a head mount. So it'll be the chesty. The viewing angle on a kayak is probably really horrible. So I'm gonna be running with a head mount. At least that's the plan. So I think yak wise, we got pretty much everything done. Just gotta figure out a way. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna simulate like an actual trip. What I'm gonna be doing, you know, like I'm probably gonna get set up right here. So I'm gonna set up my rod with my setup. Today I only brought 1 setup. I think it's gonna be 1 setup for a while. I don't see how I'm gonna be able to sort of bring multiple just yet. That's kind of adventurous. Gonna do that, and we're just gonna try and fit everything on the boat, and we're just gonna see how it goes from there. You know what, guys? It suddenly just dawned on me that there is something dangerous that I should watch out for on the yak, which is, you know how I was just gonna come here, I'm just gonna pick a bait out and just gonna toss that bait, random bait. I was gonna think of a jerk bait, and then suddenly I realized that you know, a jerk bait has a lot of treble hooks, and you know, I look there and I think treble hooks, and I'm like, that sounds like a really bad idea. So yeah, that's one thing to take note of. Like I am probably going to have to find some way to have like a a hook holder or something that I can place my rod somewhere. Because for sure, yeah, that sounds pretty scary. That sounds pretty scary. You know what, guys? To play it safe, I mean, this is our first launch and I'll find a way to get by it somehow. But to play it safe, I'm gonna go with a weedless paddle tail swim bait. Even though obviously this isn't really a place to be throwing weedless stuff. But like I said, it's a test launch, okay? Test launch. So I mean, there's doing things for the sake of research, and then there's stupid things, okay? Stuff that just I will not use. Oh yeah, by the way, these are 2-piece paddles, so all you have to do is just slot them in. Just hold the metallic buttons down, I guess, and then you just slot it in like so. There we go. That should pop out like that, and that's how you know you got a nice paddle. So apparently this yak, right, it has a storage space. So this stuff we don't need. We won't be touching for the entire trip. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put it all the way at the back here, like so. Yep, just goes all the way in. And then this is our tackle bag. My cameras and stuff are all inside here. So this will go in front. Right up front, where I can reach it if I need it and stuff. So that's pretty much all there is to it. So everything, I mean, except my camera over here, everything over there is in the boat. Question being, will it float? Okay guys, and we're back. Well, I'll be able to tell from the footage if this works out. So what you see, I think I can feel that the camera is shaking on top. So it's actually quite a big load on top. For the most part right now, I'm sorry if the camera is jittery. I really apologize, okay? I really apologize. Yeah, it's pretty stable. It's very, very comfortable. Yeah, it feels really great. Out in the sun, in the morning sun. Okay, let's do a test cast and see how it goes. Yeah, but there's a wind though, so you notice how I'm switching angles right now? Like, that's gonna be a challenge. Like, if you're kayak fishing, I guess that's something that you probably face from time to time. But you know, for the most part, it's really nice to be able to get on the water. Like, look at this. How would I ever could I ever be able to like cast here? I don't think so. Not me, at least. Yeah, it's pretty windy. You're pretty much just about my first cast on the kayak. Here we go. And I got vermicelli. I got bihun. What the hell?
Turn toward me and look so weak. I've never seen you with such tired eyes. And everything we said we'd be, we just traded for a suit coat and a tie. And underneath the rows of trees, I will see you where the ocean meets the sky. Under your toes, the fire grows. You are ready for a different kind of life. Just silent for the wind is calling. You must return to the wild. Just silent for the wind is calling. You must return to the wild.
Alright, now we're back on land. As you can see, my kayak is resting there. I got all my stuff over here. Because you know my fins had this locking mechanism over here. So this is the one. This right here was quite a hassle to get out. So wow, I guess the lesson learned would be to like launch it really close to water so that I don't have to like sort of drag it over sand, because I think that's the reason why it gets stuck. So with that, I can pretty much just... Oh, it's just supposed to come out. Oh, come on, no way. This is stuck too. There we go. Wow, that was insane. That's one. That's two. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on now. Be nice. There we go. That's three. There we go. So, I mean, you don't want to drag it through sand. When you drag it through sand, the sand gets stuck in all those grooves, and when you try to take it out, it creates a lot of friction, and yeah, it's not gonna come out easily. And if you're stuck in a place where you don't have any form of transport out, I mean, like, you know what I mean? Because you normally, my setup right now, I'm intending to use it for mostly public transport. So if that happened to me and I couldn't get it out, you know, that could be a real problem. So now that's done, we can go ahead and deflate our yak. So I guess we'll start with the seat. There we go. It's supposed to be like this, I think. Yeah, it's supposed to be like this. And then okay, so I think it's something like this. And then like this. I think so. And then this here, fold it like this. This. Probably once more, I think. And then over here, just gonna fold it in. Then like so. So yeah, that's it. Right in that bag. Random stuff, kayak, paddle, tackle. The trip-wise of the video, this is it. So I'm gonna be heading back home right now. It's the one time that I need the toilet so badly and it's closed. Man, I'm just gonna head right to the bus. So you've probably seen everything, like from the setup, you know, I was at Sembawang Park, and then I launched the kayak, you know, with all my gear. And then that became like, I came back, you know, after like trying for a while, and then I sort of unpacked, right? I deflated the kayak, I packed everything back into the bag, and then I went home. So right now, this is after everything, okay? Which means that includes the wash. But I'll get to that shortly. So basically what I'm gonna go through now is like the pros and the cons, you know, of doing a setup like this. And then my final thoughts and conclusions. So first off, let's start with the bad stuff, okay? The cons. The most apparent one being that I guess the one thing that didn't really cross my mind was washing. Yeah, seriously, like all this time I was thinking to myself, wow, how tiring it would be if I have to carry the whole boat, the whole kayak on my back the whole time, all my gear. You know, you tend to forget that there's still that you still have to wash the kayak, which is a whole other chore altogether. Trust me, it is absolutely just tiring. Like, let me just put this into perspective. Say for instance, you went out on the trip. In a worst case scenario, the trip didn't go so well, you didn't really catch anything, and you come back, you are so hot, you're so tired, but now you have to wash it. Truth being told, like, I'm not sure if you're supposed to like wash it thoroughly after every single trip, or maybe it's just one major wash after so long, I don't know. But it's just that because I launched this in salt water, Sembawang Park, so I'm thinking to myself that, you know, salt water in all those corners, I think it'd be a better call if I would just wash it, right? So yeah, you know, you have to wash, and then you essentially have to dry it also, and that means that it's going to take up a significant portion of time even after your trip, so that has to be factored in. But still, that being said, I'm not sure, because this is after all the first inflatable kayak that I've owned, so I'm not sure how it compares to the others. Might be the others are simpler and easier to wash than mine, I'm just not really sure. So you just have to factor in this consideration, I guess. But I did wash after this single trip, and while it wasn't really totally super challenging, but you know, it's additional chore that you have to fork out and make the effort for. I'm just gonna keep it at that. So with that, let me just move on to the next point. Alright, so with inflatables, in my opinion, maybe this differs from person to person, but there's gonna be some stuff that you just cannot bring along. Okay, so one thing I can think of right off the bat is an anchor. So an anchor is the thing that you use, you know, to just keep your vessel in place when you're out in open sea. And sometimes, you know, like for my case, just in the video, the wind was pushing really strong. I'm guessing if I had an anchor, might be I could anchor somewhere. I'm not really sure. But think about it, like anchors, they gotta weigh quite a bit, you know? So maybe it weighs upwards of, I don't know, 3-5 kilos, I don't know, but that all the weight you have to carry to and fro, and I don't think that's feasible. So you probably have to sit that out, and some of the other fancy accessories that comes with kayaks, I guess. And my last point for cons would be essentially adding to what I said previously, which was, you know, you cannot bring like an anchor and stuff. Well, this kayak doesn't come with like proper mounts, so it's a very simple kayak. Like, all it does is, it's just a vessel by itself, has a seat. That is pretty much it. I mean, other than the fins down below lah, those triangular things that I pointed out in the video. That's all you get. There's no mounts like for fishing, there's nothing to hold your rod to, there's no like GoPro mounts or anything. So it's really just a very simple kayak, and that's all you get. But I gotta just put it back into, you know, perspective, and to be fair, it really wasn't marketed as a fishing kayak at all. In fact, because they actually market it as a kayak for like actually just rivers and lakes, and there's no mention of fishing anywhere, so you gotta give that to them at the very least. Probably it's true, there are those inflatables that are meant for kayak fishing, and you probably get more mounts with those, so yeah, just bear that in mind. But if you just want to get on the water, you know, you don't mind just having one setup, you know, get on the water, I don't see why it should be a problem. Like, you see, I was just pretty much just parking my rod between my legs the whole time. Well, not the best, but it'll do for sure. And with that, we move on to the pros. The pros, I think it's pretty straightforward. In fact, it's just pretty much just one thing, which is, this really is for anyone. I mean, so long as you have a house. Oh, you have to have a house. Actually, it's true. I mean, you need a place to store for sure. But so long as you're able to carry this gear with you, you have a place to store the gear, you can do it. Like this is essentially, it's kayak fishing for anyone. You don't need a car. No, you don't need to have like a car, a vehicle to transport all your gear. No doubt that would be a luxury. That would be something really good to have. And if you have a vehicle, you could still consider, you know. But of course, there's a debate of whether to get the hard body one or the inflatable. But yeah, you know, anyone could do it. Like, you know, you saw in the video, you know, you carry all your gear. It weighs quite a bit, for sure. But it's definitely doable. Like, you know, take adequate breaks. You know, if you're on a train, put it down on the floor. I mean, of course, you want to avoid the peak hours, you know. But other than that, yeah, you know, you can just bring it anywhere. And with that, I guess I will just come down to my final thoughts. So, main point, the portability of the whole thing, you know, it cannot be denied. Essentially, if you want to do kayak fishing and you don't have a car, assuming that you don't stay near the sea, yes, assuming that you don't stay near any form of the sea, sorry, this is your best bet. But frankly, I guess there are also factors to be considered. Obviously, this isn't for I would say that this isn't for anyone, because after all, you gotta wash. Okay, the washing part, to some people, it could be a chore and it's not worth it. Yeah, so I'm thinking that if you're just purely into the fishing aspect of things, might not be such a good idea, because think about it. You go out there, bad day, oh my goodness, the last thing you want to do is it's like you come back and you still have to wash it, and it's gonna feel so draining. I mean, but you know, if you're someone who likes the outdoors, likes to explore, you know, doesn't mind getting skunked, you know, you just don't mind just going out there and having a good time, maybe this is for you. You know, just pack some food, some drinks, you know, fishing wise, just a couple of your selected lure choices. Why not? You know? And so with that, I hope you guys have a better idea of the inflatable kayak. So, I didn't even mention a name, by the way. I mean, this is one you find at Decathlon for sure. Very obvious, bright in yellow. I believe it's called the Ituit 1. So you can find that over at Decathlon if you're interested. You know, I hope you guys found this video useful. Like, not really particularly if for Decathlon kayaks, but for inflatable kayaks in general. Yep, that's all I got for this episode. And guess I'll see you guys in the next one.